Okay, YouTube, this is part 5.5 of my homemade steam engine. And I wanted to, in further detail, excuse me for a second, there we go, explain my valve. Now, how I did this, and I'm probably going to have to change it, but I just had these laying around. I found this hose out of the woods, and it's one of those short ones that goes from that box that has all the hose directly to your house. What happens here is the steam will be at the other end of that hose. I'm going to have a pressure cooker. Let me unscrew it real quick. So just I have a brick for you to lay up against. Okay. So there's the real business end. But this end is on the steam engine piece. And this end is attached to my pressure cooker, which is serving as a boiler. That's about all to say about it. So here is the thing, and if you've seen part 5, I tested it with water, which obviously is a lot more easy to control than a gas, but I'll work on it. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just using Teflon tape right now. So basically what happened is this is consisting of 4 pieces. I have a brass spray nozzle, which I'm probably going to have to give back to my dad. I didn't really ask, I didn't think about it, but thinking before I start altering it, I need to check in. I have a beer top, which I don't drink, by the way. They're just laying around our house. But, no, I'm a little young for that. But anyway, I cut off the sides and then drilled holes all in it, except for the center, because what the purpose of this is in the steam engine, I tested it with a drill, just attaching it right here to this rubber thing. When it goes and is turning, it shoots the nail up high and it flies out. So what this does is, air can go through all these holes, but it can't go through the very middle. Excuse the car. But it can't go through the very middle, which is what I need, because that's where the nail is. So then that's there, and then finally here's my brass piece, and then here's my nail. So what happens is it just goes up and down. So here's what it is. It's just a nail coated in Teflon tape. And basically, if you know how a Presta valve works on a bicycle, right there, when you unscrew it, you just press it down, and there's a little. See how it's wider down here? You press it down, it gets past this point so air can go around it. That's basically what it does. This is about the same idea, really. The inside diameter is getting bigger. So, basically, let me show it to you all assembled again. So the nail goes in. And I'm not guaranteed this will work yet, so don't go out and buy this piece and say to me, oh, it doesn't work. This is just what I'm doing at this point. And I'm also going to talk about my oil. So then what goes on next is this color side up for a reason, because I have the holes aligned. And there's 2 holes that don't get in use. I gotta shove this in now. Okay. So now I take this and shove it down. That also holds that when I'm not using it. And then I have this washer that fits on this there's a bump right there on this. I'm planning on soldering with one of my mini soldering guns. I have that big 700 watt monster, a 110 watt one from Radio Shack, and then this is an old one from my grandfather when he was in the Air Force. I think that one, it's small too, it's only like a 200. But that one is a monster. This is used for plumbing, not soldering is what I was told. It's, let's see, does it say? I'm trying to check. Anyway, it's ridiculous how hot this gets. I have this lead shot out of here, out of my homemade shotgun, and it melted that easy, like nothing. You touch the solder and it just melts. It's so hot. I don't use it, it's so hot. But, that's not the point, really. So I'm going to solder it on, and then solder that on, and probably put JB weld over the solder, which I'm currently out of. I used the last of it attaching my flywheel to my thing, but it broke off when I dropped the engine. Luckily nothing cracked, but this did come off. So I need to get some more JD weld. I'm not going to have many updates for the next week because I'm going to be on vacation. I'm bringing it with me, but I doubt I'll honestly work on it. So anyway, though, now to move on. You've seen this. And can you see the movement down there? I can. Maybe a little. Anyway, and obviously, as I trip over a vice grip, little booger, this piece will screw on. I know I'm doing it twice, but I want to make sure people get it. And then that obviously has a pretty nice seal on it. And then that screws onto my valve, which is on my pressure cooker. I'm going to have a couple valves on here, pressure gauge and stuff, because I want to be safe. I'm a little worried about dying in the process of this, which is definitely a side effect, but safety is always my number 2 concern, because first of all, people say safety is your first concern. That isn't true. If you're taking a danger in the first place, it's obviously your number 2 control, because you want the thing to work. So, now obviously if it's too great of a risk, you don't do it, but in my mind, safety is your number 2 concern. So, but that's anyway, that's just something I say. It's my catchphrase, motto. Anyway, so here's my oiling system I finished. I have, you saw the can. This is a spray paint pan, by the way. And what I did is I drilled a hole, put 2 wood screws holding it, caulked both end, and have some inner tube on both, or the bottom half. And hope that holds water, so I'm hoping it will hold oil. I think it would because oil's thicker. So then what I do is I have a pipe here, aquarium hosing, because this is not going to have any steam. This goes to the bottom of the can, and I'm just going to fill it halfway with oil. And then that goes from here over to my valve. And right now my valve's open, but if I were to turn it this way, only this valve works. These two I've made where no matter how, this one doesn't turn, and this one, it doesn't matter. So anyway, you turn this is open, this is closed, open, close. So I have it open right now, so it would suck it up, and it would go through this pipe into my intake, which would go in here, which I still need to get some plexiglass. So my oil would build up here in the bottom, which defeats the purpose of a 2-stroke. But anyway, builds up in the bottom, lubricates for me. Eventually, it would suck it into the piston, which wouldn't be all that bad. So there's oiling. Anything else new? I don't really think so. I think that's about it with the steam engine. The, oh, one more thing with the oiling. The cap I made. This is a custom cap. And all it is, and it sits in there pretty nice, is it's the end to a bicycle thing. Not this is a bad example, but this piece right here. My dad has a whole bunch of these silver ones laying around that go on his road bike, which is right up there. So anyway, it goes. It went on. I did it, and then I got another hose seal because we have tons of those laying around. Then I put this super stinky, over smelly O'Reilly PVC cement, which by the way is really strong. I use this stuff for everything. Who needs glue when you have that? So anyway, I put it on and then put another one here at the top. And what happens is this one, I cut it down a little bit so it's hard to get on, like this bottom part. But you get it on like now, okay. And then the Teflon tape I coated the other one with, it seals to it. There's no room for it to move. See, that's on there. Then I can pop it out if I need to, and that's just all PVC cement. And then the oil goes in there, and my pipe's right there. You can't see it. There we are. Yeah, see, anyway, it fits in there nice. It's not going anywhere. There's no pressure in here. As a matter of fact, it's more of a vacuum. But I'm out of time, and I'm really done, so anyway. So this is my new and improved steam engine with a working-ish valve.